it sounds like you've been betrayed by everyone.
That's right, I was. That's why I don't care if I'm executed and leave this planet.
Psychologists sketch a portrait of a damaged person with a lurid history of abuse that began in childhood.
Before Aileen Wuornos became one of the most talked about names in true crime, she was a girl who slipped through every crack in the system because the system simply didn't protect her. Aileen grew up in an environment filled with instability, neglect, and harm that no child should ever face. Instead of receiving protection, support, or intervention, she was left to survive on her own from a very young age. By her early teens, she was homeless, unsupported, and navigating a world that treated her as if her pain didn't matter. Understanding Aileen's story isn't about excusing her actions. It's about acknowledging the reality she came from and how years of untreated trauma shaped the path she eventually took. To understand the crimes, you have to understand the roots. And Aileen's roots were built on abandonment, survival, and a system that never showed up for her.
Thank you. And probably see, I'll be up in heaven while y'all rotting in hell. I know I was raped, and you aren't nothing but a bunch of scum.
Therefore, these proceedings are now
Putting
concluded.
somebody who was raped to death.
Aileen Wuornos entered her teenage years with very few options and almost no support. By her early teens, she was living on the streets, moving from one unsafe place to another. She survived by doing whatever she had to do, including survival sex work. During this time, Aileen experienced repeated exploitation and violence. She faced harassment, assault, and constant threats to her safety.
I'm sick and tired of those men out there thinking they can control us and do whatever they damn well please with our bodies and think they can get away with it.
The trauma didn't stop. It compounded, layer upon layer, and created a survival mechanism that was often misunderstood by the world around her. Between 1989 and 1990, she killed 7 men in Florida. Her first known victim was Richard Mallory, a man with a criminal history that wasn't publicly known at the time. He had been convicted of sexual assault, though this detail only came out years later.
Mallory was at Tucson is that when he was 19, Richard Mallory, he had attempted to rape a girl, or at least she thought she was about to be raped, and he was arrested for that.
Aileen claimed that Mallory attacked her, and in self-defense, she shot him.
I am innocent. It was self-defense.
The killings were not random acts of violence. Most of the men were individuals she met while trying to survive on the streets, often approaching her in ways that threatened her safety. The details of each case varied, but the common thread was Aileen defending herself against perceived or real threats. While the world remembers her as a killer, the context of these murders only emerged later, including Mallory's criminal past and the situations Aileen faced at the time. This doesn't excuse her actions, but it does show that there was more beneath the surface than the headlines suggested. After the murders, Aileen Wuornos was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder. Her trial became one of the most highly publicized cases of the 1990s, drawing intense media attention. The coverage was often sensationalized. Many stories painted her as a female monster, America's first female serial killer.
By warrant of the governor of the state of Florida, you, Aileen Carol Wuornos, be electrocuted until you are dead. And may God have mercy upon your court.
Or as someone who killed out of pure hatred for men. But her own words and testimony told a more complicated story.
Do you feel anger or even hatred towards men?
I never hated men, but now I do. I mean, not all. I have a category. I hate those male... God. I hate those male cops. Real bad, because they're dirtballs. The cops The judges, the lawyers, they're all male.
During the trial, prosecutors and the media focused heavily on the crimes, while her difficult childhood, history of abuse, and life on the streets were often minimized. The public reaction was polarized. Some saw her as a cold-blooded killer, while others began to question how society's failures had contributed to her path.
And I was raped. And I was tortured.
Why did this jury find you guilty?
I think it's a media cover.
Aileen Wuornos spent the last years of her life on death row in Florida. Despite appeals and public debate over her case, she was executed by lethal injection on October 9, 2002. Her death sparked renewed discussion about the justice system, gender, and how society treats survivors of trauma. A woman pushed to the extremes by a lifetime of abuse and neglect. Her legacy is complicated. She remains one of the most infamous figures in true crime, but she also serves as a reminder of the consequences when society ignores warning signs, fails to protect vulnerable children, and stigmatizes survivors of abuse. Through her story, we trace the trauma, not just the crime.